come on, another chopping block. Don't be afraid, this is not going to be serious unless you really like it, but I don't know what else I could put on a chopping block. But you already saw my chopping block items for eyeshadow palettes, and I actually wanted to do the same for face palettes. Over the past 2 years, I gathered and decluttered a lot of face palettes, and I still enjoy the concept of a face palette. I don't understand the comments like, I don't know what to use. The face palette is not versatile for everybody for whatever reason. In every face palette that I own, I see some usage for all the shades in here. But some face palettes are just, they're not it. Same with the eyeshadow palettes, I don't get the excitement. Let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's only 7, but I have to admit, how many face palettes do we have in that big format? I don't know, maybe 14. So actually it could be half of it. So, oh, what does it say about me? Let's just now head into that video. I promise you it's not as long as the eyeshadow one. The first one being an Adept Cosmetics one, and I picked up last year the Catracel White palette. The thing is, this has 2 cream highlighters and 2 powder highlighters. This one is not a highlighter. This I can't use as highlight. This looks like a straight rainbow unicorn on my cheek. This one I can use as a highlighter. Love it. These 2, love them on the face. But it's actually this shade that throws me off, and I don't really know how to incorporate this shade on my face at all. So I just want to give it a fair shot. I haven't explained how I want to do this. With a face palette, I actually want to keep it for a full week in. So other than with the eyeshadow palettes where I said I might do 3 looks, maybe 5 looks, depending on the palette, the face palette will be then in a focus for a whole week, and after that week I will decide if I keep it or not. I don't know what to do with this palette, I'm honest with you. I used it maybe twice, so that does say a lot. Next up is a Lethal Cosmetics trio that I bought. And my problem with Lethal Cosmetics is I always forget that I have cheek items. So I don't really know how good they are. Like, I know that they are good and what I used so far is amazing, but I'm just lacking the experience with Lethal Cosmetics face products. And by putting them here in the chopping block pile, I want to give myself the chance to gain this experience. And these 3 blush shades that are in here are all from last year's, like they had a summer collection. This is Pansy, Coronation, and this is Aster. I have used all of these shades once so far and I love them. So I can't wait for that full week, but at the same time, I barely grabbed them because I just overlook this trio. This is the Dior Backstage Face Palette in Rose Gold. I had the universal shade, hated it, decluttered it, and instead of just moving on with my life, I picked up this shade because it was recommended to me. I love it. But maybe you can see it. I haven't touched these shades at all. These I did, these not. So I really want to make up my mind if this is as good as the viral TikToks tried to sell me. This is not available anymore, sadly. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Nudegasm Face Palette. And the thing is, I love this palette. I love the formulation. I love both of these bronzer contour shades. I even love the golden highlight, but I fucking hate the blush. I am not a, like, what is that? Is that peach? Yeah, I'm not a peach blush wearer. I want to give it a fair shot, a full week, see how I can make a peach blush work for me. If you don't know, I layer cream blushes and powder blushes. So you can manipulate the blush color a bit if you just try to counteract. So I want to try that. I want to see if I can really fall back in love with this. By the way, I do have the Pillow Talk face palette. That one I love. This, I think, was the Talk release for holiday 2022, I guess. This is the Precious Gems Amazonian Clay Cheek Palette. All of these are beautiful, but all of these I already have. Sometimes even in better quality. When I got this, or when I bought this palette, my blush collection was not nearly as big as it is today. So of course, naturally, this kind of falls under my radar. I want to either fall really back in love with it or just admit to myself that the Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes, although they are such a cult favorite for years now, are not for me. By the way, oh, this palette smells like a sweet treat, which makes it cool again. Park Ave Princess Bronzer, hate. The color is not for me. So that's also a criteria that I just have to think about. I actually have another Lethal Cosmetics palette, and this is a quad. These 4 shades in here are all from the Teresa is Lethal collab. I have no sense for time and space. Was it 2022 or 2023? I think it was also 2022. The thing just is, when I bought this, I was not into colorful highlights. While now, I love a colorful highlight. And this green, let me tell you, this green looks freaking stunning when you pair it with a very cool toned blush. I want to try how this looks with a more warm toned blush. For example, this paired with this stunning combo. This paired with this stunning combo. The blushes themselves, you actually don't need a highlight because they're all glowy blushes. I love the formulation and I just want to, you see that I used that purple one quite a lot. The stripes are all gone. I just want to fall back in love with Lethal Cosmetics face products, and one palette is left, and this actually survived last year's declutter because I felt like, who am I if I don't have at least one Pat McGrath face palette? But do you know what? I just very recently used it again, and I used the Electric Bloom shade. It was not wowing me. I like the formulation, but I have better ones. So by giving it a full week of usage, I really want to just make my thoughts very, very secure, and then just make that final decision for me that Pat McGrath face products in palettes are not for me. I have the bronzers as singles, I have one highlighter single. I'm fine, but the blushes, maybe they're not for me. I already decluttered 2 or 3 of the single blushes, and none of them I paid by myself. They were all gift with purchases. Sometimes she has on her website these huge sales where you get 40% off and a gift with purchase. So maybe I just have to admit, Pat McGrath blushes, not for me. The highlighter here, chef's kiss. I love that. It's the shade Nude Nectar. I love it. But yeah, that's it. Short, quick. That's what I wanted to do. Just giving you an overview, and just like the eyeshadow palettes, they get their own pile, and I'm pretty sure with the face palettes I will be done much, much quicker. The eyeshadow palettes chopping block, that will be my partner in crime for the whole year, while the face palettes, I think I will have done, I don't know, it's only 7, maybe in 3 to 4 months. Like with the eyeshadow palettes, I don't want to pick one every single week. I want to be motivated on a Monday and say, yep, this is the week I will do the Dior one. I want to just give myself more motivation and just be this, What do you call that hand motion? What does it stand for? Variety? No. Changing things? No. Staying excited. Maybe that's what I wanted to say. So, again, how do you like that? Is there any face palette or face product in a single, maybe, that you want to put on a chopping block? Maybe you want to do that with me. Let me know down below. Don't forget to subscribe, all the shabazz and shebang, and of course check out the info box because there are fun discount codes for actually none of the brands that I just talked about, but maybe there's something else that you're interested in. So thank you for watching, and I hope I can see you in the next one.